Part 1. The Formative Years, Seeds of a Brilliant Mind. Andrew Hodges meticulously begins by painting a picture of Alan Matheson Turing's early life, emphasizing the unusual and often solitary nature of his childhood. Born in 1912, Turing's early years were marked by the frequent absence of his parents, who were serving in the Indian Civil Service. This resulted in a somewhat disjointed upbringing, largely spent in the care of various guardians. Hodges highlights Turing's early signs of intellectual precocity, particularly in his fascination with science and mathematics, often pursued in a self-directed and unconventional manner. He describes Turing's struggles with the rigid and traditional educational system he encountered, particularly at Sherborne School, where his scientific inclinations and unconventional personality often clashed with the prevailing emphasis on classical studies and conformity. A pivotal relationship during his time at Sherborne was with Christopher Markham, a fellow student who shared Turing's intellectual curiosity and with whom he formed a deep and significant bond. Markham's untimely death in 1930 had a profound and lasting impact on Turing, shaping his philosophical and scientific inquiries, particularly his thoughts on the nature of mind and spirit. Hodges suggests that Turing's later explorations into artificial intelligence were, in part, a continuation of his intellectual dialogue with the memory of Markham. Hodges emphasizes the development of Turing's independent and original thinking during these formative years. He portrays a young man who was not afraid to question established norms and pursue his intellectual passions with unwavering determination, even in the face of social disapproval and academic resistance. This early independence would become a defining characteristic of his later work. Part 2. The Cambridge Years, the Birth of the Turing Machine. The narrative then moves to Turing's time at King's College, Cambridge, a more intellectually stimulating environment where his unique talents could flourish. Hodges details his academic achievements, culminating in a first-class honors degree in mathematics. It was during this period that Turing conceived of his most foundational contribution to computer science, the Turing machine. Hodges provides a clear and accessible explanation of this abstract concept, emphasizing its revolutionary nature. The Turing machine, a theoretical model of computation, laid the groundwork for understanding the limits and capabilities of what can be computed. It provided a precise definition of an algorithm and the concept of computability, concepts that are fundamental to modern computer science. The book meticulously describes the intellectual context in which Turing developed this idea, including the work of logicians like Kurt Gödel and David Hilbert, who were grappling with fundamental questions about the completeness and consistency of mathematical systems. Turing's work on the Entscheidungsproblem, the decision problem, led him to the formulation of the Turing machine as a way to explore the limits of mechanical reasoning. Hodges underscores the profound philosophical implications of the Turing machine as it began to suggest a mechanistic basis for thought and intelligence, a theme that would continue to preoccupy Turing throughout his life. The book highlights the originality and depth of Turing's thinking, establishing him as a major intellectual force even at this early stage of his career. Part 3. Princeton and the Dawn of Computing. Hodges follows Turing's intellectual journey to Princeton University, where he pursued his doctoral studies under the guidance of Alonzo Church, another towering figure in mathematical logic. This period further refined his understanding of computation and logic. The book details Turing's interactions with other prominent mathematicians and scientists at Princeton, broadening his intellectual horizons. It also touches upon his growing awareness of the political tensions in Europe, leading up to World War II. Crucially, Hodges highlights Turing's growing interest in the practical application of his theoretical ideas. He began to envision the possibility of building actual machines that could perform computations, foreshadowing his later involvement in the development of early computers. This period marks a transition from purely theoretical work towards the realm of practical engineering. Part 4. Bletchley Park, the Codebreaker Extraordinaire. The outbreak of World War II brought a dramatic shift in Turing's life and career. Hodges vividly recounts his recruitment to Bletchley Park, the top-secret British code-breaking center. This section of the book is arguably the most widely known, particularly due to its portrayal in popular culture. Hodges meticulously describes the immense challenge faced by the Bletchley Park team, breaking the Enigma code, used by the German military to encrypt their communications. He details the complexity of the Enigma machine and the seemingly insurmountable odds against deciphering its messages. The book portrays Turing as a central figure in this crucial wartime effort. It highlights his intellectual brilliance, his innovative approach to problem solving, and his crucial role in the design and development of the Bombay, an electromechanical device that significantly automated the process of decrypting Enigma encoded messages. Hodges emphasizes Turing's unique combination of mathematical insight and practical ingenuity, which was essential to the success of the code-breaking operation. He also portrays Turing's eccentricities and his sometimes challenging interactions with colleagues, highlighting the fact that his genius often came with a singular and unconventional approach. The book underscores the immense contribution of Turing and the Bletchley Park team to the Allied victory, arguably shortening the war by several years and saving countless lives. Hodges effectively conveys the high stakes and the intense pressure under which they worked, as well as the profound secrecy that shrouded their activities for decades. Part 5. Post-war Computing and Artificial Intelligence, Visions of the Future. Following the war, Hodges chronicles Turing's pivotal role in the development of early computers in Britain. He details his work at the National Physical Laboratory, NPL, on the design of the Automatic Computing Engine, ACE, one of the first electronic stored program computers. Hodges explores Turing's visionary ideas about the potential of these machines, not just as calculators but as devices capable of learning and exhibiting intelligence. This leads to a detailed discussion of his groundbreaking 1950 paper, Computing Machinery and Intelligence, in which he proposed the Turing test as a way to assess a machine's ability to exhibit intelligent behavior indistinguishable from that of a human. The book meticulously explains the logic and implications of the Turing test, highlighting its enduring influence on the field of artificial intelligence and the ongoing debates about the nature of consciousness and machine intelligence. Hodges portrays Turing as a true pioneer, far ahead of his time in his thinking about the possibilities of artificial intelligence. However, Hodges also depicts the frustrations and challenges Turing faced in the post-war era. The AC project encountered delays and setbacks, and Turing's visionary ideas were not always met with the enthusiasm and support he might have hoped for. He eventually moved to the University of Manchester, where he continued his work on computing and also became interested in mathematical biology, particularly the mathematical basis of morphogenesis, the development of biological forms. Part 6. The Shadow of Prejudice, Persecution and Tragedy. This part of the book details the devastating turn in Turing's life due to the prevailing social and legal climate regarding homosexuality in Britain. Hodges meticulously recounts the events leading to Turing's arrest in 1952 for gross indecency following a relationship with another man. The book vividly portrays the stark contrast between Turing's immense intellectual contributions and the cruel and unjust treatment he faced due to his sexual orientation, which was then criminalized. Hodges highlights the hypocrisy and prejudice of the time, where a national hero who had played a crucial role in winning the war was subjected to legal persecution. Hodges describes the humiliating trial and Turing's subsequent conviction. He details the devastating choice Turing was given: imprisonment or probation with chemical castration, a form of hormonal treatment designed to suppress his libido. Turing chose the latter, and Hodges poignantly describes the physical and psychological toll this treatment took on him. The book underscores the tragic irony of Turing, a brilliant mind that had helped to break the Enigma code, now facing his own personal enigma of societal prejudice and legal injustice. Hodges portrays the profound impact of this persecution on Turing's well-being, his creativity, and his overall outlook on life. Part 7. The Final Enigma, Death and Legacy. The final part of the book deals with the circumstances surrounding Turing's death in 1954. Hodges presents the available evidence and explores the ambiguity surrounding whether his death was a suicide or an accident. While the official verdict was suicide by cyanide poisoning, Hodges carefully examines alternative possibilities, acknowledging the lack of definitive proof. Regardless of the precise circumstances of his death, Hodges emphasizes the profound loss to science and society caused by Turing's premature demise. He underscores the tragic waste of a brilliant mind that was cut short by societal prejudice and legal injustice. Finally, Hodges reflects on Turing's enduring legacy. He highlights the profound and far-reaching impact of Turing's work on computer science, artificial intelligence, mathematics, and even biology. The book emphasizes his visionary thinking and his foundational contributions that continue to shape the modern worlds. Hodges also underscores the importance of Turing's story as a symbol of the injustices faced by LGBTQ+ individuals and the need for tolerance and acceptance. He details the long and ultimately successful campaign for Turing's posthumous pardon, which finally occurred in 2013, and the ongoing efforts to recognize his immense contributions and the tragic circumstances of his life. Hodges' approach and significance of Alan Turing, the Enigma. Throughout the book, Andrew Hodges demonstrates meticulous research, drawing upon a wide range of sources, including interviews with Turing's family, friends, and colleagues, as well as archival materials and Turing's own writings. He manages to present complex scientific and mathematical concepts in a way that is accessible to a general audience while maintaining accuracy and depth. Alan Turing, The Enigma, is more than just a biography. It is a profound exploration of genius, individuality, societal prejudice, and the complex relationship between humans and machines. Hodges portrays Turing not just as a brilliant scientist, but as a complex and often contradictory individual, with his own unique quirks, vulnerabilities, and passions. The book's significance lies in its comprehensive and nuanced portrayal of a pivotal figure in modern history. It brought Turing's story to a wider audience, revealing the extent of his contributions and the tragedy of his fate. It played a crucial role in raising awareness about the injustices faced by LGBTQ+ individuals and in advocating for his posthumous recognition. In conclusion, Andrew Hodges' Alan Turing, The Enigma, is a monumental work of biography. It meticulously chronicles the life and intellectual journey of Alan Turing, from his unconventional childhood to his groundbreaking work in mathematics and computer science, his crucial wartime contributions, and the tragic persecution he faced due to his homosexuality. Hodges' detailed account not only illuminates the brilliance of Turing's mind, but also serves as a powerful reminder of the human cost of prejudice and the enduring importance of celebrating and protecting intellectual freedom and individual difference. The book remains the definitive biography of Alan Turing, shaping our understanding of his life and his profound impact on the world.